Welcome to the Killing Podcast, Season 2, Episode 8, Off the Reservation.
Good name.
There's so much accurate about that.
I know, it's so good.
So what do you... Oh, I'm your host, Martha Southgate.
And I'm Rob Southgate. Man, you wanted to jump right in.
I do. Well, you know what?
That last one left us not knowing. The last thing we saw...
They all leave us not knowing.
Yeah, but Holder was getting the crap beat out of it.
Yeah.
So this is panic time. And like we said at the end of the last episode, we don't know technically if that's it. Because it could have been.
This first scene, I can still feel it. Like, just reading the words.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah and Jack are in the car, and Sarah's calling in for Holder. Officer down.
Officer down.
She's freaking out.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Jack looks very distressed.
Can you imagine?
I mean, he loves Holder.
Yeah.
And this is just, oh my gosh, this is just gut-wrenching. And the thing is, in this first part here, they don't flip the cards really fast. We're left seeing what is going on here. This is tough.
So scary. And so she's trying to convince herself and Jack that Holder's going to be fine.
Right.
But, yeah, she's not really thinking that that's how it's going to play out. But
right. And they go to Holder's place.
Well, he wants to go to Reggie's.
Right.
But she says no, and she takes him to Holder's instead. I don't know what... There's a whole lot going on there with that storyline.
What, with Reggie?
With her and Reggie,
Yeah, they haven't really...
Where it's like, what...
Given us that whole thing.
You're going to leave him alone at Holder's as opposed to taking him...
Well, you know what?
But we don't know,
It might be the Reggie storyline there, or it might just be... What I wrote here is she is just frantic. She seems so off balance from all this. She can't see which way is that up.
Mm-hmm.
And taking Jack to Reggie's there is something she'd have to deal with. She'd have to talk to Reggie. And right now, she can't talk to Reggie.
She can't, yeah.
She has to just stay here. That's it.
Well, and then they get to Holder's, and he doesn't want her to go.
Well, of course.
But he's still a teenager.
Right. I'm sure he's freaked. I'm sure he's scared.
Mm-hmm.
And there has been stuff going on with his mom. I mean, since think about it, this is only like 21 days into this or something? Yeah, this is day 21.
Mm-hmm.
So since the murder, and at 21 days ago, she was going to California. They were going to start a new life.
They had a whole life going on, and now it's all...
Think of what has changed in the last 3 weeks for this kid.
Yeah. But I just thought it was interesting, because normally he fronts, and he doesn't really let on that he needs her or whatever.
Yeah, but he's a teenager. He's a kid
and this
still.
one boy, he really, he did not want her to go. And of course she does anyway, because she's Sarah.
Because she's Sarah, right. Well, and then she gets a call. And it's Lieutenant Carlson saying that he's called off the search party. What? What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? The words officer down should mean right there, nothing is called off.
Well, he accuses her of just wanting to get on the reservation.
Right.
So he's acting like it's not real. They don't really have him, and this isn't really happening. You're just looking for any excuse to get on that reservation.
Right. Well,
really?
That's when he says all that when she goes to his office.
Right.
Now. So he calls. We've called off the search party. She immediately goes right to the police station. Goes right in there, and she's confronting him. And he won't budge.
Right.
And he's like, get out.
Well,
this is just completely, to me, this is completely inappropriate behavior for a lieutenant. You've got an officer in trouble.
She threatens him with IA, with Internal Affairs.
Yeah.
And
that's not something you take lightly. I mean,
no.
We used to watch The Shield. We know.
They don't throw IA around.
IA was not the friend of the dirty cop.
Right. Or any cop. Because they didn't want to...
Right. They don't want to... It causes trouble for them when they're snooping around.
So he demands that she stay away from the reservation.
Right. Or stay off the reservation. Thank you.
So she, of course, heads straight to the reservation. Once again, because she's Sarah.
Because she's Sarah, yeah. In fact, I think she was also told to stay away from the reservation before, and she drove right into that area where the totem pole was, remember?
Yeah,
This is what she does.
That's her MO.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
So when she gets there, they're waiting for her.
Yeah, there's a group of armed security
and we've seen
blocking
this
the
before.
road.
We've seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
The last time we saw this was when they all came up on hold.
Yeah.
This time they're all standing out there. A bright light goes on. Guys are standing there with guns.
Yes. And
Okay.
guys and girls. Well, the women you can't necessarily
you can't really
they're women.
Right. But we have this neighbor that you can't really tell.
We do. We still haven't figured it out.
Yeah, well, we
after
think
all
it's a
these
woman,
years.
but, it's the same kind of thing. She's an
she's
enigma.
not Native American.
No, she's just...
It's not that kind of thing.
No. I wasn't accusing you of anything. I'm just saying sometimes...
I was accusing you of it.
Women are hard to... It's hard to tell. Just as some men.
It's Pat.
It's Pat. So
that is one of my guilty pleasure movies right there.
Do you know Quentin Tarantino was one of the writers on that? He was a ghostwriter.
That would explain why. That movie just makes me laugh. I haven't seen it in
You'd
decades.
probably watch it now and be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I just recommended that. That was terrible."
I don't think so.
I think
I'd still laugh.
I think we would too. Remember her boyfriend?
It's like
Chris,
UHF. Like you
I love UHF.
Right, but it's one of those where you go.
Yeah, that is a guilty
someday
pleasure.
I'm going to grow out of this movie, and no, you don't.
No.
Nope. No matter how big I get.
In fact, instead of growing out of UHF, we actually became UHF by starting a podcasting network.
We should have named it that.
We're going to have Juan's House of Animals,
yeah,
our own version of that, and we've got our whole UHF thing going on here. That's right.
We do. All right.
Where are we?
We went off the reservation.
Okay.
So there's the group of armed security.
Oh yeah, they're standing there with the guns.
And she tells her. Oh, I wrote she tells her. Hang on.
Well, what? It is a she.
But the head of
security. It's a she. That's a she.
Yeah, right. But I wasn't clear on who she was. I didn't write who she was. I just wrote the word she.
She. Well, yeah, it's the head of security, and she's got her hand on her gun. And Sarah, as she's approaching, I love this shot too. You see her put her hand down and unlock. She's
ready.
She's going into a gunfight.
Right.
Now I'm thinking there's no way that it's going to be a gunfight, but this is OK Corral type gunfight stuff going on here.
Well, and they have,
and that was not a reference to them being Native American, because those weren't Native Americans in the OK Corral. I just wanted to be clear. It was cowboys. Cowboys against cowboys.
You know what?
Hat on hat violence.
I am trying so hard to...
Horse on horse violence.
Okay, so Sarah tells the head of security that if she and Holder don't get off the island, it will go federal.
Right.
And it's gonna...
It's going to break really
badly, and the woman calls her bluff.
Right.
Right as...
Well, wait. No,
okay,
not right as. Because she tells, the head of security tells Sarah that Holder is on the ferry. He's already left. And she wants proof. Mm-hmm. And Sarah says the police department's on the way.
Mm-hmm. The woman doesn't believe her.
No, and this is the part that I actually wrote with exclamation points. They show up. Because I did not think they were showing up.
Why would they show up?
He already called it off.
Yeah.
Now, but that threat on internal affairs is what caused it.
There you go.
That was amazing. Because when they showed up, I was like, this is not the type of support we've seen for her.
Oh, no.
At all.
No.
So,
You also think if they're showing up for, against Sarah.
Right, they're going to be on the side of
her.
So,
Carlson says to Sarah, if we don't find anything, it's on your head.
Yeah, right. So he's still threatening, but he took that internal affairs threat personally.
Well, because he realized, wait a second, I'm in real big trouble.
Yeah, if it turns out there's something wrong.
It turns out he's actually in peril, if you will.
So they bring the dogs out. They start searching for Holder.
Ooh, let the dogs out.
This reminded me of the very beginning of the series.
You made me stop at mid. Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe it reminded me. I'm making you stop because this had the same imagery of when they were searching for Rosie. I was very nervous at this point whether Holder was going to be killed off because I really think that anybody is up for grabs here. Now, granted, we know that there's a season 4 coming to Netflix. We've seen the promo stuff. Holder's there. So, yeah. But you know what? For this brief scene, I was actually nervous. Like, well, you know what? Maybe they actually do this here.
I can't imagine for people who watched this in real time.
Yeah. You would definitely
not
buy
knowing,
into it.
because anyone who's starting it now, like we are, we have seen, have seen commercials or have seen
we know
other stuff on the internet.
Things.
Like we don't know. I don't know anything about the story where it's going.
No.
But I do know that they exist and that he hasn't been killed off.
Right.
So
but if you were watching this,
I can't even imagine what that would have been like.
Yeah, because this really, I was buying into it.
Very exciting.
And, I don't know if they made a reference here to this or if I just wrote it, but his phone doesn't have GPS. It's like, wouldn't you look there first? They must not have said it. It must have been just something I wrote there.
Whose phone doesn't have GPS?
Holder's. If Holder's phone had GPS, they could pinpoint where he was off the GPS if he still had his phone on it.
Oh, okay.
But I guess that was just something that I wrote down there. But man, this whole scene just reminded me of them searching for Rosie.
And Sarah's walking with them, with the cops, and she hears that they found something.
Oh my gosh!
And it's the Pez dispenser.
It's that Pez dispenser. It's that princess one that looks like Sarah.
And
that totally looks like Sarah.
So they head over to where. Oh, go ahead.
Now it says day 21.
Oh,
see,
your
now
favorite.
It says, and it's now dawn. We've been working kind of in the dark through all this. Now the sun is starting to rise. Mm-hmm. So this is important because they were doing all this in the dark, and they've got a limited amount of time they can be there. This is all kind of like they have a certain amount of time that they have to find something or they're done. So dawn is coming. Time's getting short.
Yep. So Sarah sees a little girl watching them search, and the girl quietly points.
Yeah.
And
they're just the kids are like sitting there in like trash. There's just like trash everywhere, and it looks like a honey hole where it's
like that show.
Yeah, like American Pickers, and they're all just sitting around, but there's no honey to be found in that hole. And the kids are just playing.
That sounded really inappropriate.
No, it's not.
It means
honey hole means honey hole means that you're finding prizes in all the junk. So if they didn't find any honey in that hole, that's what it means. Mm-hmm. Nothing weird there.
That just sounds weird.
So anyway.
Am I weird?
You are. So they're digging through the trash, and that just sucks. They're just looking for anything, and they've got this time limit, and the little girl is there, and she points.
And so Sarah convinces the search team to switch gears and go look in the opposite direction in the woods.
Oh, man.
And, of course, we don't get to stay there. Oh, yeah, we do. Carlson is approached by the reservation police posse.
Yeah, right.
And do you have anything on that?
Are you talking about where the lawyers showed up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not really. I just wrote time is running out. The police and the lawyers are showing up. And right at that moment, someone yells out, "We got something."
Yeah, the dogs found something, and it's Holder.
Oh.
He's alive, but badly hurt. I mean, wow.
He was beaten bloody.
It was just
and his shoe was missing. They meant to kill him.
Yeah.
He escaped.
Yeah.
And he's passed out. Oh. Once again, when they showed him laying there, my first thought was that he was dead.
Yeah.
Because of the way he was laying with the shoe off and just bloody. I was like, they really did this. And then I was like, wait a minute, no. Unless everything else is back in time.
Yeah, either that or he came back to life.
Yeah. So this was really, really dynamic stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we have to leave there.
Yes. Now we're back with Darren.
Daryl.
Daryl?
Daryl.
Were you asleep during this one?
No, I like Walking Dead. I don't know. I must have been thinking about Walking Dead.
Thinking about Daryl's poncho?
Darren was holding a press conference.
Gwen and Carl. Jamie.
All right.
Yeah, they're having their press conference.
Darren is holding his press conference, and he says, bad luck.
It's as he's leaving the hospital.
Either makes you or breaks you.
Mm-hmm. Words of wisdom from Darren Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
So, what does the press do at this point? They immediately start asking him about Rosie and where he was. Mm-hmm. This is the story he doesn't want to tell.
Yep.
And it's like, really? The guy's been shot, the guy's trying to get out of here, and they're just doing their thing. And, of course, it ticks off Jamie, and he just pulls Darren out of there.
Right.
But
okay, you know what? They want to know the truth.
I don't know if it's the same hospital, but Holder's in that hospital. I think it's probably the same one.
You think they only have one hospital in Seattle?
I don't know. It's cheaper to shoot in one.
That's probably true.
So it might be the same one that shot him, but it might not be the same hospital that Darren was in.
There you go.
So Holder's in the hospital. He is badly beat.
When his nephew is sitting there.
Yeah, his sister and his nephew show up.
Oh.
And we know how he feels about this nephew. And he's looking at him, and, Holder is beat up really bad.
Yeah, it's scary.
He's
really hanging on.
Yeah.
This is not
good.
It's not a busted nose or something like this. This is scary.
Stan and Belko beating.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just not in traction, but it's pretty close. Sarah then calls Jack and to tell him that now you got me all confused with gender roles with your whole he/she thing. She calls Jack to tell him that Holder's okay.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we saw Sarah thinking of Jack in this situation because Jack was really upset before. And she seems to be on autopilot trying to solve this crime and everything. This was nice that she called it. So that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Oh, before she hangs up with Jack, he has a funny one. He says, when you go to see Holder, make sure you tell him he needs to update his music collection. Because, of course, he's a teenage boy.
Right.
And that's what his
Holder
concern is.
Not.
Yeah.
And based on Holder's knowledge corner,
his knowledge
I'm pretty
corner,
sure
his dojo.
His music corner. I wonder what he would call his music.
His dojo of tunes or something.
Yeah.
I bet that it's all like 90s hip hop. You know what I mean? Like he's rocking Funky Cole Medina and things like that.
Yeah, it could be. It could be that. So Stan is taking the boys to Mitch's mom. But they want Aunt Terry.
Yeah, right.
And
they don't want to go either. And we've met Mitch's mom. I wouldn't want to go either.
Stan doesn't freaking answer him again.
Of course.
Because they have no communication. So they're asking about Aunt Terry, and he just sits there. So Mitch's dad wants to know if this amount of attention is good for the family.
Right. If this whole reward thing that he's offering is good for...
It's putting more of a target on everybody.
Yeah.
It's damaging to the kids. Like, it's actually making it scarier for everybody.
Right. Well, Stan's thought on this.
So Stan is taking the boys to Mitch's mom.
Right.
They want Aunt Terry, though.
Of course. Mitch's mom is a nightmare.
Well, and they have no continuity. Aunt Terry is the only one who's sort of been
She's
steady.
the only constant. Stands in and out of jail, and
it's
Mitch
just
is
chaos
gone,
and
the
unavailable.
Grandparents are nuts.
But Stan, of course, doesn't answer them again.
Right.
He just sits there. It's like, just tell them what is going on.
Yeah, they all need like a communications correspondence class.
Yes.
Because somebody's got to do some type of correspondence intervention for these people.
They have no communication skills.
No, terrible.
So Mitch's dad wants to know if this amount of attention is good for the family.
Right.
So Stan is, he's trying to...
He's got that reward out there.
He's trying to get leads, drum up his own leads, and it's putting a bigger target on the kids.
Right, and that is really a legitimate thought. I mean, that is drawing a lot of negative attention. And let's say, if nothing else, with him doing this, you're going to bring kooks out, but you also might be drawing negative attention in the form of copycats.
I was going to say, you could get a copycat, and one of the boys could go.
Whoever put this backpack at their stoop, that may be a copycat
we don't
or something.
know. And so the fact that he's putting this target on their back is very disturbing.
It's scary.
But yet again, Stan doesn't listen.
Right.
He just doesn't even...
Well, he's mad at the police. This is the only thing he can think of to make something happen.
Yeah.
Understandable, but...
But at the same time, he's not really thinking clearly.
He needs to take some time to think.
He's not thinking it all the way through. So Sarah meets Holder's sister, and she said that he should, his sister said he shouldn't be doing this job.
Yeah, he
could have gotten himself killed.
At Sarah.
Well, I think
is it just
that's
that Sarah
normal.
represents the cops or
I mean,
something?
if you think about on X-Files, Bill Scully, oh my gosh, hated Mulder. He blamed Mulder for Scully's choice. It's like he didn't drag her in and make her stay there.
Certainly not.
I would have liked that. No, I'm kidding.
What is that?
I don't even know what that means.
That is the most bizarre thing.
Okay, we're gonna.
I would have liked.
They make their own choices. She
right.
didn't. She got him thrust on. Okay, that sounds bad. She got him.
Wait.
I know.
Start again.
She got.
Wait until we start again.
His sister is mad at the situation. She's taking it out on Sarah.
Right.
Clearly, she knows Sarah had nothing to do with this. She didn't want Holder as a partner.
Right. Well, and they've only been partners for 21 days.
Exactly.
Too.
So it's not, I mean...
He got promoted and moved over there. Sarah has nothing to do with that, but the
fault.
Sister is... She's not happy with all these choices. She knows that the reason he went down the drug path, which is what caused the rift between them, was the fact that he was working in law enforcement, working in narcotics.
Right.
So,
the other thing is that she, on some level, didn't believe that Sarah protected him. You're supposed to be his partner.
Right.
So
Why
there
aren't
is
you protecting
that.
him? Yeah,
there is that element as well. But But Sarah apologizes and says he is a good cop. And the sister says that he always wanted to be good at something. And she
what a great
she
list.
lists breakdancing as one of the I would pay
she goes,
all the money in the
football
world.
or breakdancing.
I would pay.
I told you that's his music.
So much money to watch
Holder popping and locking.
A teenage Holder breakdancing.
I'm not even thinking teenage. I'm thinking like low 20s.
Now?
Yeah.
Low 20s. What's a low? That's a temperature. His early 20s?
I'm Canadian. That's what we call it.
You are. When did you become Canadian?
Right now, so I could say that.
So, yeah.
I learned that in grade 8.
Oh, nice.
See?
She said that the sister told Sarah that Holder asked her to give Sarah a book of matches.
Right. And what's that about? More Canadian. And she's pissed is what I wrote. She is not.
She is not happy.
No.
Not Sarah, but the sister.
Right. The sister's like, here, take these matches. Get out of my face.
Yeah, she's not a fan.
Yeah, and then she popped and locked all the way down the hallway. Just like rerun. Like that. You like my little song?
Or the guy on Community. Pop and
lock.
lock.
Yep.
Yeah. Jamie and Gwen.
I can't think of his name.
Pop and lock. It's something.
No, it's Pop Regis or.
No. So Jamie and Gwen tell Darren that they're encouraging him to tell the voters where he was that night.
Right.
They're strongly encouraging him. They need him to tell the truth.
But he doesn't want to do it.
Well, of course not.
I mean, this is going to look really bad for him.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what, everybody? You're putting your trust in me, and I tried to jump off a bridge. That's not going to go well. He knows it, but they're thinking if he comes clean, it takes away Adam's ammo,
his power, and not just that. I think that he could get the sympathy vote. He could get the oh my gosh, he's so honest.
True. Although I don't think you really see that with a suicide attempt.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't think. I think that's a bad political move, and I think that's why Darren's avoiding it.
Right.
They're advising him to do it because they're seeing it this other way, but I really think that his instincts at this point are right. If he flips the cards over right now in the campaign, he's done. It's over.
Yep.
But he's got to do something.
So Sarah shows up. I can call her Sarah through this whole episode because she and Holder aren't together. And
so that's how it works.
Oh, no, I usually call her Sarah.
Yeah, you do. But that was really great that you gave me that realization.
I had no realization. So Sarah shows up at the Hair Emporium, which is the
address. What is that?
That's the thing on the matches.
Oh, it's the... I'm like, what's a Hair Emporium? It's a business called the Hair Emporium. Right. I don't know why that struck me so funny.
I don't either.
I just like it.
Well, somebody liked it enough to name their business that.
The Hair Emporium.
So
I was thinking of like fake hair. I don't know why.
Maybe. But that's what was on the matchbox.
Right.
And so the guy there says, I was told you were 6 foot, blonde hair, and a man. And clearly...
Well, that's pretty close.
The guy's niece comes in and says, it's okay. She says that she's the one who found Rosie's backpack.
Now, this is the one
this was quite a scene.
We saw her before.
She was the one that we saw at the casino.
In the elevator.
And she kept looking. Well, first she was down in the casino
and
floor.
She was watching Holder. And we thought that might...
We thought maybe she was the one in the car.
Right, but now we know that was the police chief guy.
That was the man-woman.
That was the head of security.
Woman, yeah.
Yes.
So... she says that she was the one who found Rosie's backpack, and she said Rosie wasn't a prostitute. They worked together. Rosie was a freaking maid.
Okay, so once again,
who knew?
We're finding all these things out that I was blown away by that.
I did not believe. I
was
even believe it.
Very unsettled by her being a prostitute, but I thought that she was there pretending to be a prostitute or something.
I thought maybe she was just because she had issues and because she was looking for attention. But then you would hear other things about her and you're going, something's not adding up. Yeah. This adds up. Most things don't add up, but this adds up. But why wouldn't she tell him that she was working?
Why wouldn't she tell
as
who?
maid? Her parents or anybody. I mean, that's weird. So she was...
Well, no, because wasn't she trying to raise money to run away or something?
Oh, well, yeah, we find that out later.
Well, we found that out earlier with the Ogie June guy was saying that she was looking to leave or something.
Yeah, but I still didn't expect her to... I wasn't thinking about this in terms of she's raising money to move out. I was just thinking...
Oh, I was. I was thinking she was trying to work to get out of there. That's why I thought she was prostituting. But this makes more sense.
Yeah.
From what we know of Rosie.
Yeah. And the girl said sometimes she worked as a waitress to make more money.
Think about it. All of her friends that are close to her, none of them have indicated that she would be a prostitute or that it, like back with the Cage episode,
right?
When we thought that Rosie was having some kind of torrid thing with these guys at the school, and her friend's like, "No, that's not Rosie."
Her, no.
And even that jerk guy, that the kid that we thought
Michael's son,
even Michael he was like, "No,
Jasper."
Yeah, even Jasper was like, "No, that you guys have Rosie nailed right." They're telling us this,
right? The
people close, but from an authoritative standpoint, you're looking at it going, "Wait a minute, prostitute? That makes sense."
What's an authoritative?
I don't know. I'm getting tired. Let's go.
Authoritative perspective.
I don't know. Okay. An adult perspective. How's that?
From an outside, maybe like a.
I don't know.
Objective.
Oh, okay.
Looking at it objectively. Well, you also understand that teenagers a lot of times do things that are completely out of character.
Right. But because her friends would give an indication. Right. Somebody would say something.
Well, yeah, but her friends also said she didn't hang out with him anymore. Her lifestyle changed.
Oh, true.
So you don't know.
You don't know.
So I fully would have believed that she was involved in that, especially Aunt Terry was.
I was believing it. I was just not settled on it. It was
not I was hoping it wouldn't be.
Yeah. An authoritative viewpoint is something that we say in Canada. I'm just telling you right now.
So the girl tells Sarah not to cross the casino manager.
Yeah.
And she warns her about her.
If Sarah doesn't know that already.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that casino manager is bad news, and her henchwoman is bad news too.
Well, and so much is explained in this little scene because the girl explains that the chemicals that they found on Rosie were from the cleaning products.
Right. All of a sudden, that's making a lot more sense.
So a lot of pieces are put in place.
When I'd forgotten about those chemicals, remember that was way back at the beginning. They talked about those, and that's kind of gone away. And here it was. Explained, and it was oh my gosh,
and so easy. It's like, I can't believe we put that much.
The other thing she said was that they think that casino manager is stealing.
Yes. Oh well, we know that,
which we have to assume, but that is just an assumption. Now this one is giving confirmation, like we all know this,
right? She's keeping everyone on the reservation poor.
Yeah,
we saw the condition the kids were living in, and she is skimming.
Yes.
The money.
It's just adding up what a dirtball this casino manager really is.
So this girl says she saw Rosie the night she was killed, and she said she may have been going to the 10th floor where they would go for smoke breaks.
Yeah, and she said she didn't really know why she was there, but she said, who knows, but she was probably heading up to the 10th floor for a smoke break.
It's now a construction site, and she said they took away all the keys the day after Rosie died. So they're hiding something.
Oh, clearly.
I mean,
but, we knew that because they were already... Holder was already trying to mess around with getting up there and stuff before, and they're definitely hiding something. This construction thing keeps coming up, though, and I think that's going to play out a lot more. We're going to start finding out more about that room and what's going on up there. Whereas before, I thought all the action was happening in whatever happened in the car.
Right, or the ferry or wherever.
Yeah, but it sounds like this 10th floor, whatever happened up there, is the real deal for this. She also, this was, I thought, a nice moment. Not like nice, like, isn't it sweet?
Feel good? Not feel good.
No, not a good feeling.
Was it an authoritative moment?
No, it wasn't. Listen, you take off. No, it was... That was my bad Canadian accent, and your even worse Canadian accent.
My lethargic hoser.
That's right. That's the name of my new sitcom. My lethargic hoser. I see T-shirts coming in the future.
There you go.
So this moment, I liked when the girl says to Sarah, "Please don't tell my uncle any of this," because she doesn't want her uncle to know that she smokes.
Right.
To me, that
was so innocent.
It was. It made me believe everything she was saying because it was so honest, and so true. So that was a really great thing that the writers put in there because it really added something to that scene.
I agree. So Darren is talking to the mayor.
Yes,
and he tells him that he knows about the photo.
Yes, the doctored photo.
Yes,
that basically is the whole reason that Darren was shot and is now paralyzed.
Exactly. And so the mayor's, well, whoop, 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 whoop. So he tells his advisor to find out who leaked the info so that they could shut them up.
Right.
Because this is bad.
This is bad news for him.
Yeah.
He's just dirty politics all over the place, and it cost the guy his legs.
Right.
Terrible.
Well, he still has his legs.
But the use of his legs.
There you go.
Right. But now he has a place he can put a pin, because remember that episode?
That was awful. Yeah. Awful. Okay. So
it's like a pincushion.
That's not nice.
Do you ever see that? I'm Pincushion Man. It's a cartoon.
No.
And it's a big walking pincushion guy.
They only show this in Canada.
He walks around and pops balloons with the pins. I think it was on the... I think it's on a... I think I had it on a laser disc.
You're
just
old.
To tell you that. But I think they actually show the Pincushion Man in The Terror of Balloon Town. That's what he says. I'm Pincushion Man, the Terror of Balloon Town. It was on the Pee Wee Herman stage show special. He showed it. But I think we had it on Laserdisc.
Who's we?
Who's we?
Who's we?
Yeah.
All right. So Stan catches up with Sarah about the leads he's been getting, and she won't even look at them.
Right.
Because she's trying not to encourage him. This is a bad path.
Right.
And all these kooks are going to come out of the woodwork.
It's going to upset her actual investigation.
Right.
Now you're going to have more things going on. Just stop. We don't want this. But Stan thinks this is the only thing he can do.
Right.
And he thinks he's really helping.
And he thinks he's actually
taking charge.
Look, here, I got you some things to check out. No, I'm not checking them out.
Yeah, guess what? We found a 10th floor thing,
exactly.
And we followed this. We know she's a maid. Like, all that stuff is happening. Stan has no idea.
Right.
Yet his leads, he thinks, are valuable and understandable.
Right.
The guy lost his daughter.
Right.
And his wife is left, and
he's just doing anything he can to figure it out.
Right.
So Carlson takes Sarah's badge.
Yeah.
And she
and the cops are there cleaning out her desk in her office. Awful.
But she sees the key that she needs.
Yes.
And it's in evidence.
Right. And she can't.
She can't get it, but she sees it. She knows it's there now. She knows where it is. But he takes her gun and he encourages her to go to Sonoma, sort of. He's sort of
a gentle encouragement.
A little nudge. You might want to go start your life over there and see how that works out for you.
Yeah, and she's going to do just that.
Oh, sure.
Because, that's Sarah.
Right after she steals the key and finds the 10th floor.
Right, and goes to the reservation where she was just told not to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Yeah.
So the cops then, she leaves. We didn't say that. Carlson also brings up to her, aside from gently nudging her to Sonoma, that today is the day she was supposed to be married.
Ooh.
Yeah, so let's rub a little salt in the wound, too.
Well, it's not technically a wound for her because she doesn't want to get married.
No, but it's an awkward
position.
It
is.
It's more awkward.
It's implying something about her.
Than the backseat of a Volkswagen. It is a very awkward position.
Yeah.
Yes.
Position. So Jamie and Gwen, the mayor has a press conference announcing the pending partnership with the reservation. And Jamie and Gwen are watching this, and they're determined to take this partnership away. They want to undermine this so that they can destroy his campaign.
Well, if that partnership fails, he doesn't have a campaign.
Exactly.
It's over for him.
So they're trying
and they can put Darren in that position of power, and he doesn't have to reveal what happened that night because Adam's whole thing is done.
Exactly.
So, is it Adams or Ames?
Adams. Ames is the Michael Ames bad
Okay,
guy.
that's what I've got Adams written down.
Yeah.
But then for some reason all of a sudden I thought of Ames.
Because I said Ames earlier.
Okay, that's probably what it was.
Dad.
That's probably what it is.
So Sarah shows up at Holder's and the cops are there.
Yes.
And
Jack's not there.
He's freaking gone.
He's
almost
not there.
died.
Once again, what? We've seen Jack missing before, or at least she. Remember that episode?
Oh yeah, I remember.
He was with the dad. Yeah. So I was freaking out.
Well, and they kick her out.
Yeah.
So she's looking around going, what is going on? They're like,
you're not a cop.
Out.
You've got no badge. You've got no gun. Out.
Yeah.
She leaves there.
Totally frightening.
Really upset.
I can't even imagine.
Oh.
Because how do you know? Does social services have your kid? Like what?
Yeah, where is he?
Where is he?
And they won't tell her anything.
No.
Okay.
Well, and she can't really allude to the fact that she left her child there.
Right.
So I don't know how much she...
Right, what she can say or do.
Yeah. So she just said...
Once again,
he's not there.
It's a sticky situation.
It is.
Like the bottom of a desk.
So now we're at...
You like how I keep doing those?
No. So now we're...
People put gum on the bottom of the desk. It's sticky and gross.
Yeah, I used to have to clean it off in school because that was one of the jobs.
One of your punishments?
Yes. That's a job they gave to the bad kids.
Did you have to spray stuff on there and use a scraper?
I didn't have to spray it. I had to pick them off with a scraper.
Okay. Because I remember our janitor had this, like, Freon in a can. He would spray it and then go...
Oh, because it would freeze the gum?
Yes.
No. They don't give me that. They made me sit there and work it. It was disgusting.
Gross. I was not one that put gum underneath things.
I
That's
didn't
gross.
either.
It's gross.
But I had to clean it off sometimes. If it depended on...
On how bad your violation was?
On what teacher it was, whatever. But, yeah.
Any of Martha's teachers listening, just know that she is still available. She's still available to come scrape gum at your house.
Oh, I'll scrape gum, all right.
Yeah, take that.
Right after I shiv you.
Did you learn that in prison?
Yeah.
You learned how to sharpen gum?
I learned that in Catholic school prison.
I was going to say, most of what we've learned from TV. So.
There you go. Yeah, I learned it from Orange is the New Black.
Oh, did they have a shiv in that one? I don't remember.
Sure.
I'm sure they did.
How do you not have a shiv?
How do you not have a shiv?
They had a screwdriver.
Yes, they did.
So, anyway. So Sarah shows up at Holder's. We already talked about that. So Stan is meeting with people who claim to have tips, who have leads.
Right.
And a woman named Naomi comes up to him, and at first it seemed promising.
It seemed very real. And she's like, she
lost a daughter too, and she tells him that he raised a good girl, and Rosie loved you despite everything that happened. And I mean, he's feeling comforted.
I was buying
and
this.
Then she stuck it to him.
Yep.
And it broke my heart.
Yeah. I
watch his heartbreak.
I can contact her spirit for a small fee.
Yeah.
What a big load of BS. And Stan's face.
That caused me physical pain.
Stan's face there was...
It was heartbreaking.
You could tell he was crushed. That was unbelievable.
Because all he wanted was to hear that she loved him.
If she had just left right then, even if nothing else, he would have taken that and would have done something good for him. But then she had to stick it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Very
good.
painful scene. It hurt me.
It hurt
deeply.
Yes.
Gave me deep feels.
I could tell.
And to watch Stan's heartbreak again, like it was just awful. Awful. So Sarah found Jack.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember where
he was at Reggie's the slip for her ship.
And he had given the cops the slip.
Or her boat.
To her ship.
Yes.
He had seen the cops pull up outside, and he thought they were coming to get him.
Yeah. Oh, I put a big saddy face here on my page for that because
this poor kid.
Yeah, he thinks the cops are there to get him. He doesn't know what's going on. Holder's in the hospital. Mom's off the reservation. Thank you.
The saddest thing to me. The saddest thing here to me is he said, "I went to Reggie's." Or where Reggie's boat would be. She wasn't there. Nobody's here, he said.
Yeah.
Oh,
emo Jack.
But it's so sad. I mean, this kid is just sort of floating through life. He's lost Reggie. She won't tell him.
By next season, he's going to be wearing all black with black eyeliner.
Oh, yeah.
His hair is going to be combed to one side, all black.
He's going to have a comb over?
You know how they do that where it's like really long down one side?
Oh.
Yeah, it's not really a comb over. It's a goth over or something. He'll be
I'm
listening
pretty
to
sure
Cure.
A goth over isn't a thing, but it
He'll
could
be
be
listening
now.
to The Cure.
Okay, I liked The Cure.
Do they still listen to The Cure? Do emo kids still listen to that?
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
You're an emo kid.
I was emo before emo existed.
Yeah. Now you're just lame-o.
Yes.
I was blammo. Or whammo. They made Frisbees. All right. Moving ahead.
Shall we?
Yes.
So that was sad.
Yeah.
So nobody's... the whole conversation we've had was sad. Okay.
It really turned there, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. So we're back at Darren. Meanwhile, back at Darren.
Yes.
Gwen wants him to meet with Chief Jackson.
Yep.
And
Is that Jermaine?
Jermaine, yeah.
Which one's Chief?
That. Yeah.
Tito. Chief Tito. Anyway.
Tito Puente. So they have a fight because he lied and he keeps things from her.
Yes.
But what she's trying to do is get him to meet with Chief Jackson to sway him so that they could wrestle that partnership away from James.
From Adams.
Oh my gosh, from James.
You did it.
James Adams. From Mayor Adams.
Yes.
So she wants him to speak with Chief Jackson.
Yes.
And
Tito.
Darren is just he's just not a
Well, he has definite ideas on this, and especially now that he's back in it, he's trying to figure this out. He doesn't want to compromise on certain things. He doesn't want to play that type of campaign.
No,
the problem is you are playing with the dirtiest of the dirty.
The problem is that the people that he is closest to, he lies and he keeps things from them. And
much
so
like
everybody else in the show.
Yes.
And so it's very frustrating. Holder's right there, man. He is out. He just puts it all out there. He doesn't care what anybody thinks.
That's right.
But all these other people that
he learned that in the Knowledge Corner.
He did. He must have read psychology books in his Knowledge Corner.
Yes.
So, whatevs, right?
Yes.
They're fighting.
All right.
Holder wakes up and sees his nephew.
Yes.
Oh.
So this is the nephew that was the one that he stole the money from that caused his life to spiral out of control.
Well, it was already spiraling.
But he just loves this kid. He just loves this kid. And obviously the kid loves him. And that's why, the sister's got the kid there and everything. This was a great line, too. When Holder says to the kid, just roll with the flow like my man Bruce Lee. I'm like, yeah, that is a total Holder line.
Absolutely.
It was really good. Because that's the kind of thing he'd say to that kid. Right. That's his encouraging pep talk.
So funny. Oh my gosh.
My man Bruce Lee.
He gave him back his coins, which was very big.
Symbolic.
And he tells him how great his mom is.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm going to be there for you too, man.
Yep.
It's just very sweet. And he's letting him know, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to recover from this.
Right.
And I'm
working my way back in. Everything's cool.
Exactly.
And hopefully the sister feels that way because
I hope so.
He needs to have this kid in his life.
Yes.
For sure. So, okay, Holder then gets a call.
Okay.
And that breaks up this scene. It wasn't like something...
End scene.
Well, it was just important because everything's going on, and then he gets this call there.
Jack is getting on an airplane to his dad's. He's leaving.
Yeah, Jack and Sarah are at the airport. And
he wants her to come with. And that's so once again, teenagers. You don't get that a lot from teenagers. But of course she doesn't. And she says, you're strong, you got this. And then...
Okay, this was...
Holder showed up! I freaked.
Wait.
I put so many exclamation points.
Before that...
There is no before that.
She says to him...
It all started for me when Holder showed up at the airport.
She does say to him as he's leaving, that she says he's strong, and then she says, you're my baby.
Yeah.
So she is... Sarah's not emotionless or anything. She doesn't know how to deal with anything outside of being a cop, I have a feeling.
Right now, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just not there. And she says, bye. After she says you're my baby, this really heartfelt thing, she's like, bye.
It's just, she's just,
and Jack goes off and boards his plane. Yeah.
And
then Holder shows up. Let the feels flow here, Mark.
Oh my gosh.
And he stands there with her, and what does he do? Much love. What does he do? He rubs her shoulder. Yep, there you go. Some little feels for you, Mark.
Oh, big. Not little.
Oh, not little?
Not little.
And she says, what are you doing here? And he says, Jack called to say goodbye. So he got out of that hospital.
Yes.
That was the call. That's why I said it was important.
He was in the hospital. It's like an episode of 24. He was in the hospital and for 10 minutes.
5 minutes ago, I was hooked on heroin, and guess what? It's 24. I'm clean.
Over now.
Yeah.
So very funny. But he, so he was up and at 'em and managed to get to the airport. I don't know how anyone could even travel in that short amount of time.
Well, you know what? We don't know what the actual amount of time is.
I do. Are you kidding?
That could have been an hour later.
I know stuff.
You know stuff.
It would take him that long to get dressed. He was badly injured.
That was an hour ago.
So Stan walks by the blinking voicemail because now he's
these kooks are coming out of nowhere.
He's like, oh, I better stay away from these people. They're hurting me worse than I was hurting before. And Jamie is looking in Darren's desk and finds a gun.
Yep.
And then Sarah and Holder are driving. And she tells him that Rosie's...
Wait a minute. You're just whipping through this. This is where everything gets
these
fast.
These are the last three.
But he finds the gun, and at the same time, Adams is on TV attacking Richmond. And Jamie gives a look up at Richmond like, what's this? But Richmond's not looking at him. He's watching the TV. So what is up with this gun?
Yeah.
You know, is this another, like, suicide is he planning to shoot himself or what's going on? And Richmond is having to deal with this. Is Adams' thing will not give him a break. Every time the TV's on, Adams is there tearing into him about something.
Yeah.
I mean, it is politics. Let's be frank with that. But at the same time, I mean, come on. It just doesn't end.
That was like 3 seconds.
I know, but I wanted to talk about that with the gun and everything. I thought that was important. Okay.
No, but I'm just saying, like, this is the scene where it's like a flash and you got that much.
There's only one more flash.
Sarah and Holder are driving, and she tells him that Rosie's key will get him into the construction site.
Yes.
Them into the construction site. I was saying
you're mixing it up again.
Yeah. But, so this ought to be interesting the next episode, because they are going to find a way now to get in there again.
Yes.
He just got his butt. Seriously, how are they going to get in there?
Well, and she says the key is the reason that Rosie was abducted.
Maybe they'll just scale the outside of the building.
So this key is really important. Yes. Why she had this key, why she was there, this is all going to play into this.
Absolutely.
So.
But how are they getting up there?
I don't know. I don't know, because every time they step foot on it, somebody beats the crap out of somebody.
I can't even imagine.
And she's not a cop anymore.
Right.
She's already used her internal affairs thing. She's not going to be able to pull that card again. Remember earlier, she got her deal out of her DA friend, and she's not going to be able to pull anything out of there. I don't know where this is going. Mm-mm. I don't know how they're getting back there. You know, maybe they're going to do like Muppet Man, and they're going to get a big trench coat, and Holder's going to be on top, and Sarah's going to be on the bottom. They're going to walk in, hello!
That would be interesting.
I love Muppet Man. I could watch things with the Muppet Man all the time.
But it's still Holder.
Holder Man?
So how does that help?
He'll put on a big fake handlebar mustache.
Oh, there you go.
Haven't you ever watched the Three Stooges or anything? That's what they do.
It makes me violent.
No, that is true. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find our past episodes on our website, which is www.southgatemediagroup.com. You can follow me on Twitter at rsouthgate. You can follow our network on Twitter. Martha does this at
SMG Pods.
Yes. And you can find our shows on Stitcher, on Podbean, on Podomatic, on BlackBerry. I mean, really, wherever you get podcasts, you can find this show. Please rate us. Please review us. The more you do that, the more like 5-star ratings we have, 4-star ratings. That really helps other people find this show. And that just helps build steam behind this show leading into the 4th season. So if you like this show, if you like The Killing, join in the fun, give us some reviews, join in the conversation. That's it. I would say we're done for this one. For The Killing Podcast, I'm Rob Southgate.
I'm Martha Southgate.
Maybe next time, although I doubt it. We're still only episode 8.
We're not getting anywhere.
But we're getting awfully close to me saying maybe next time, and it being true, that we will find out who killed Rosie Larson.
All I want to know is how they're getting onto the 10th floor. How are they getting back in that casino?
I do want to know that. If you would like to donate to help pay for this and other Southgate Media Group podcasts, simply go to our website, southgatemediagroup.com, and click on the donate button. It can be as little as $1 or, well, as much as you want. Help keep this fun going by supporting this and our other shows. Thanks again for listening, everyone. You're the best fans in the world.